Per dermager? That'll be the hip tang.
There's kind of difference, and there's a hip thing.
Today, the gold standard of documentary series. The World at War. Taking 4 years to make, and at the time being the most expensive documentary series ever made, The World at War is a comprehensive look at the Second World War and lead up to it. With 26 episodes, it does a good job at looking at the war from different angles, although it never gets bogged down in the minutiae of it.
We suffered from an illness which is not peculiar to the French. The illness of having been victorious, and believing that we were right and very clever.
I think The World at War is respected for many things, not least the sheer amount of information and interviews it has. But I think it's especially memorable for its very particular tone. The quite professorial narration of Laurence Olivier, the music, and the pace of it all creates a sort of persistent disdain for the subject matter. I mean that in a good way. It's very effective at making every part of it feel very weighty, and as though, indeed, we're watching a horrendous thing unfold. What I'm briefly focusing on today, however, is the intro and outro sequences. This is the first little bit of the intro. Scored by Carl Davis, I can't show all of the sequences here, but here is how the episodes end.
And in less than 48 hours, the world's attention would turn to another theatre of war, the beaches of Normandy.
As you can see and hear, it's very powerful and very serious. I think it's effective not only in setting that morbid but to the point tone that the series has, but also in pushing the audience back just for a minute. We watch often very emotive things happen, or hear them explained to us in a fairly dispassionate and quite objective way.
The operation had been mounted at great speed to take advantage of the confusion in Italy. The forces at the command of the American General Mark Clark were barely adequate for the job they had to do.
But the score and the imagery used bookend this with an emotional swell. It isn't The World at War in white Helvetica on a black background, it's The World at War in flames. Remember this kid? He's dead. This girl doesn't look happy, does she? It's a very good way of reminding us this was devastating, by the way. But also, less flippantly, it sets the tone at the beginning rather masterfully. But I also think it offers, much more notably, a bit of catharsis at the end. Lots of people came back from that war unable to sweat. Anyway, tomorrow, a bald man.